So today we're talking about that sinking feeling that you're behind. Behind in your career, behind in love, behind in, I don't know, all the invisible stuff and that checklist of accomplishments that you think that you should have by now. So if you have ever thought to yourself, how the heck is everyone else so far ahead? I just don't get it. Then this video is for you, my friend. But here's the thing. I am not going to give you a productivity hack or a time management system, because while those things can be useful, they only scratch the surface. What you really need is to understand why this you're behind thinking is a trap and how to break free from it once and for all. Because when you trade the clock for a compass, everything changes. You stop chasing time and you start following direction. So in this video, I'm going to give you 3 truths to help you release the pressure, reclaim your momentum, and start living your best chapter today. I know it's a tall order, but we're going to do it. So if you do this work, I promise that you're going to stop feeling behind and you're going to start feeling aligned, which feels so much better. And I know this works, my friends, because I've lived it. I have been the woman who felt like she missed the boat, who thought that her diagnosis, her age, her timeline, all of it added up to too late. But I was wrong. And if you can relate to what I'm saying, you're probably wrong too. So if you're new here, hi, I'm Chris. I'm a New York Times bestselling author, wellness coach, stage 4 cancer thriver, and creative healing teacher. And this space is all about helping you to reconnect to your purpose and your wholeness, especially if life hasn't gone to plan. So that feeling of being behind isn't just exhausting, sad, frustrating. It's also distracting, because it pulls you away from what actually matters and it keeps you stuck in this loop of comparison and second guessing. But here's the good news, because I always love good news. That loop, it can be broken. You can smash it, punch it, bite it. And it starts with telling yourself a different story, one that isn't rooted in scarcity. So let's do that together. Here are 3 powerful truths that will help you regulate your nervous system so that you can trust your own timing and keep moving forward one glorious step at a time. Truth number 1, the clock is a trap. So if that's the truth, let's talk about the lie. Here's a lie. Time has run out. So this belief is a total energy and joy drain, because it tells you that you've missed your chance. You should have started sooner. You should have moved faster. You should have had it all figured out by now. But in order to free you from it, we've got to address the root cause. So where does all this pressure come from? Well, it comes from a culture that's obsessed with milestones, certainty, and control, and from timelines that were never built for your unique path. So as humans, we crave certainty. We want to know that we're on track and that we're doing life right. So we cling to schedules and to checklists because they give us this illusion of safety. Graduate, find your calling, meet your person, create your family, build your empire, all by a certain age. Right? But when life doesn't go according to our plans, which it rarely does, we don't just feel disappointed, we feel like we failed. Well, listen, you haven't failed, my friend. Your checklist has, because it was built with fear instead of faith. I really want you to let that sink in for a moment. All this pressure, it isn't your fault, but you do get to choose what you do with it now. So let's try a different approach together. The real question isn't how to catch up. It's where to go from here. Now, to do that, I want you to go back to that idea of trading your clock for a compass. So you're going to stop asking, how do I catch up? How do I catch up? Right? And you're going to start asking, what's the best direction for me now? And I want you to write down whatever comes up. A dream, a decision, a conversation, maybe even rest. I want you to write it down. And then I want you to take one small, tiny, micro, itty bitty step towards it today. Because every time you follow your compass, you stop performing for someone else's timeline and you start living in alignment with your true, authentic self. Okay, so before we move on to truth number 2, I created something special just for you. And yes, that rhymed. Unstuck and Unstoppable is a free guided mini course to help you rewrite the story that's holding you back and connect with a more powerful version of yourself. And you can grab it for free in the description below. And I hope you enjoy it. All right, truth number 2, growth isn't linear. So if that's the truth, then the lie is if your path isn't straight and successful, you're doing it wrong. It is so easy to believe that progress should look like a straight line, always moving up, always moving to the right, no detours, no delays, no backward steps. Real life almost never looks like that. It's more like a spiral or a zigzag. Some seasons are full of momentum, and others, they're about stepping back. They're about pausing, shedding old layers, healing, resting, reevaluating. And then there are times when growth, all of a sudden, it just happens in spurts. You'll be stuck for months, and then out of nowhere, something just clicks. You make the move, you set the boundary, you finally say the thing. All the silent work that's been happening, even when you didn't know it, it's like it finally breaks through the surface. So if you're in a season where things are feeling slow or they're feeling messy, you're not off track. You're in process. Truth number 3, life is not a series of achievements. Okay, if that is the truth, then the lie is this: your value comes from your output. That your life only matters if it looks impressive, if you're constantly producing, achieving, and hitting or exceeding your goals. And when you're in that place, well, it must mean that you've found your purpose, right? Maybe, and maybe not. In fact, there is just so much advice out there about how to find your purpose, but a lot of it, frankly, it just makes us feel more lost. We end up spinning in circles and asking, what the hell am I supposed to be doing with my life? And hey, I've asked those questions too. So for a long time, I really believed that I had found my purpose. After my film Crazy Sexy Cancer and my New York Times bestselling books came out, I felt like I had arrived. I mean, I was sitting across from Oprah.
Wow, we're back with Kris Carr.
I had meaning, I had direction, I was making an impact. I told myself, well, at least something good came from getting sick. But here's what I've learned since. If your purpose is only tied to what you do, it will always be temporary because jobs change, seasons shift, the applause fades. And when that happens, it's easy to feel like your purpose has disappeared with it. You're left chasing the next thing, hoping that it'll finally make you feel whole again. The truth is, your real purpose has nothing to do with your job title, your platform, or even your passion project, no matter how worthy and how beautiful it is. Look, I believe that your true purpose is love, to love yourself and to love others. And while that may sound corny, I want you to just think about it for a minute. Can you imagine what this world would look like and feel like if more people operated from that place of love as purpose? Everything else, that's your calling, that's your mission, that's your work in the world, all meaningful, all worthy, but it's not your purpose. So, if your true purpose is love, then the real question becomes, how do you live that? Maybe it starts right here with how you speak to yourself and how you show up for yourself, especially when you're hurting. At its core, your purpose isn't something you chase. It's something you remember, not out there, but right in here, in how you live and how you love and how you come home to yourself. You are a light, my friend. Keep shining from that knowledge and everything else will find its way. So to bring this all together, if you've been feeling behind in your timeline, your purpose, or your healing, Please, please hear this. You are not behind. You are becoming. You are not too late. You are right on time for your next chapter. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to take one true step in the direction of your own alignment, and then another, and then another. And if this message spoke to you, share it with someone who needs the reminder. And if you want help moving forward, don't forget to grab Unstuck and Unstoppable. It's free, it's powerful, and it's linked below. I'll see you next time.